On this edition of Coyote Nation TV, find out the struggles parents are having with the e-learning adjustment, get information about the student material exchange times, and receive information about the AP test. Today is May 8th, 2020, and you are watching Coyote Nation TV.
What's up, Coyotes? I'm Chessie Samples, and I hope everyone's been getting closer with their families during this quarantine. I know for a fact this e-learning thing has been a little bit of a struggle for not only students, but teachers and parents as well. Seeing TV's Ashen Ease lets us know what it's really like for our parents during this online transition.
Due to COVID-19, Frisco ISD has closed school campuses and taken on e-learning. Many parents are having to step into the unfamiliar role of being a teacher, which has left both them and their kids struggling.
It comes easy for some, it doesn't come easy for others. I have two that are in school, and one of them is struggling super hard. The other one is doing okay, but her grades have slipped. I kind of expected it to happen. It was a lot harder than I think any of us anticipated.
Well, it has not been terrible. I have one that's he's a tough learner anyway. He has not done well with it at all. So he's needed side by side, like one-on-one the entire time.
They've noticed what their kids need help with.
Not so much with the schoolwork as they need help with communicating with their teachers. And I get a response a lot sooner than when one of my kids would email. So I feel like that's probably the biggest struggle, because they're in an assignment and they have a question and they email the teacher and they don't get a response back right away as if they would in brick and mortar.
Some parents also have multiple kids in Frisco ISD, which adds to their workload.
4 kids in Frisco ISD, so senior, junior, second, and third.
Having to share technology and having reliable internet service is something else that parents have to think about.
Sometimes the computers run slow, or one of them, like the iPad doesn't work for certain tests. It erases it at the end of the test, and she gets pretty frustrated and has to redo it, especially in a couple of classes. But they've seemed to work pretty well together.
Luckily, the school gave us Chromebooks for the 2 youngest to use at home. Okay. And then everybody else has their own, so it was okay.
The district recognizes that parents are having to balance the demands of work and home while supporting their children's learning, and they hope to treat this as a learning experience for everyone involved. I'm Ashley Needs for Coyote Nation TV.
I see now that I'm not the only one being affected by e-learning. Check out how you can stay connected to your counselors and local businesses during this quick break.
Hello, Coyotes. We know it has been a huge transition to move from face-to-face learning to e-learning without the physical support of your heritage counselors. Although we are not in our offices, we are still available to meet with you. Each Wednesday, I, Miss Harrison, sends out an email to your Frisco ISD email account. In that email, there is a direct link to all the information that pertains to counseling and guidance. Slide 2 and 3 of each week's presentation contains information on how to contact your counselor. Mrs. Kaspari, our student support counselor, Mrs. Hill, our campus instructional support coordinator, and Mrs. Howard Moore, our college and career counselor, are available too. So take advantage of the virtual counseling services that are at your fingertips. And as always, go Coyotes.
We need our local businesses, but currently they need us.
Small businesses such as Sugar Boy Donuts, Cavalli's Pizzeria, and Carrot Ice Boutique have always supported our community and economy.
And during these tough times, they choose to stay open to continue to support us. But they cannot succeed without our help. So eat local, shop local, support local.
Okay, before we go, Coyotes, I have a couple of quick announcements to make. If you plan on taking any of the AP tests and cannot print out any formula sheets, keyboarding tips, or exam day checklists, the CT Center will be distributing out these materials today from 1 to 3 p.m. So make sure to go check those out. Okay guys, don't forget next week you will be able to start picking up your materials from school. Seniors, you'll be able to grab your things May 14th, which will be Thursday, then juniors May 18th, sophomores May 19th, and then lastly freshmen May 20th. Don't forget that these will be scheduled by your last names. So A through H, you'll be able to pick up your stuff from 9 to 11. Then I through Q, you'll be able to pick up your things 11 to 1. And lastly, R through Z, you'll be able to pick up your things from 1 to 3. Well, that's all I have for you today, Coyotes. I hope you enjoyed today's show. Make sure to go follow us on Twitter at Coyote Nation TV and on Instagram at Heritage Student Media for weekly updates you will not want to miss out on. Until next time, Coyotes, I'm Chassie Samples, and you stay classy, Coyotes.